Hello, and indeed we are back almost on time, which is unusual and almost even fulfilling the complete schedule this week this far, which is also not unprecedented, but at least more or less a positive surprise that we are doing this well as far as this streaming thing goes. So indeed we also do have a bit different suit this time. It's very nicely reflective in parts and otherwise very soft. Black velour doesn't show very well, but it's very nice overall, especially with the silver and other markings. Also, it's very useful to redeem actually to show off the back markings, which are more or less, because it's a crossfox pattern, the back markings are really like the raison d'etre of the overall pattern, because it's actually, it has the proper complete back markings. So that's very much worth the redeem in this case. But indeed, we are again trying to solve Lego people problems and most probably fail. Remember faintly that we got somehow stuck last time in the game, or at least couldn't find something, but otherwise it's of course quite interesting to try and make good solutions to the problems with the Lego bricks. So let's see about what we find and how we left the game. At least this game we usually progress more in than the Dark Souls last time, which was like, yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Like, really. We somehow did better before we found out how to use the shield. Do think it was like, alright, we can even get rid of these things. Then it happened that we no longer knew how after we started using the shield. Like, how? It shouldn't be that hard. But of course it's Dark Souls, so like, yep. And indeed, greetings Briareas and all others. Can see at least Kisu and Raven and Red Claw. So indeed very happy to have you all here, and let's see how our Lego problems go. RT beans, always a good feature, especially the actual boss that Kisu has are really nice. Of course, would like to sometimes see also like silicone RT beans would look really nice with like nice shapely silicone puppets also to think. But yes, let's try and get an image out of the game. Yes. There we go. Yeah, do think we were stuck with this. Yes, how to build a ride for the zip line. So there's like the seat, but how to attach it? Connect the seat to the top. Keep the balance, nothing may break. Wait some time. It isn't very balanced, but that we guess the main problem is that we do not currently have the seat attached, which is kind of like, to think the seat has a block on the back, yes. And how to attach it? It's also a good question. As also like putting the blocks higher up hasn't been very trivial. Like, yes, it goes up and down. Alright, so it would work like that, it looks like. Now it at least is, it doesn't even stay on. Yeah, it's balanced and we can even wait some time, but it's not exactly attached. And that didn't even attach there. Is that something we added or? Let's see what we have block-wise. Alright. Because it has to be on the back, so we more or less need to make an angle. So it's like we could most probably use these bits, but it would require more of them than 3 because we have to be balanced. And alright, we do actually have 4, but that's not exactly like all of the. So do these go now like into the right spots? Yeah. So we at least have a bit of race. So that at least works. It's a start, but it's not exactly down yet. This was what we got stuck at, like how to build this thing well. Can we now like attach this? Like that. Yes. Now we have like a bit. So how has the week started for? Alright, we have 2 of these, but it's not very useful without something in between. We have apparently only 1 of these, or yeah, and it's quite weird shaped. It's like not very useful for this because it's like a top piece. Then we have 2 of these, but they are also like corner pieces. Have to say that alright, we have more than one of these, so that of course helps. Let's see, we should be in approximately the right spot. Yep. Alright, now we have more height, but we had also only 4 of those, so that's better. Now we can again put one of these in most probably. It would be nice if we could rotate it also the other way around, but it doesn't appear that we can actually rotate the pieces on other axis than the Alright, that also went well, so all the bits at least stay on. We still have to actually make the angle. We do have some pieces that like could be useful for that. But these do not think either like do have attachments other than on the bottom. As this has to be practically attached from the back. Or is it? Are there actually also like bits on the sides? These do not either have attachments. The sides. So that would need to be attached from the back, but ever would then attach to the back of the seat. That side doesn't have attachments either. So still kind of confused how that is supposed to be attached. And we can really rotate the seat only like by one axis also, so it's kind of confusing how this is supposed to be accomplished. Still find this mission very confusing. Like, how do you build that with these pieces? Because it has to have an angle, because there's only the attachment here. And not totally sure whether the bottom of the seat has any. Like that we can at least test with some effort to think. Like, does the bottom of the seat attach to that? Doesn't look like it, so find this rather confusing. Like, how is that supposed to be done? Considering that that is not outright evident how it's supposed to be done, we'll inspect what like the internet says, because that is not supposed to be quite that hard a problem. Let's see whether there is anything useful, like quick hint. Yeah, this question has been asked quite a few times, not totally surprised. Use the 4x curved one-slot bricks by placing them under the top of the zip line. Alright. This question has been asked a lot from the internet, so clearly that is not quite evident. So let's see if we can do that. At least like the idea seems kind of sound. So let's dismantle all of this. Wonder if there's like a way to reset the whole thing so that the bricks wouldn't be such a mess after the earlier attempts, because it seems to save all the trouble. Is there like way to reset this? Alright, that kind of helps, but still do not quite see how that is going to attach. But do think also the bottom of this thing actually has attachments, which is really, you can't attach to the back because you can't rotate the thing so that would be happening, but you clearly can attach to the bottom, but it requires bringing this thing down and it has to be as wide as the seat, so the kind of short textual hint do think is correct. We put these in place and then build downwards. Do think that will be the solution, but it's not exactly. As said, Kisu, this is Lego engineering. This isn't like just little bit of simple Lego building. This is quite a bit tougher game than like the average, because this is actual Lego engineering. It's not very easy at all. Alright, let's see, are these in the right place? Yes. So practically we have to just build this far enough to connect with the bottom of the seat. Alright. And then we put this here. But practically we have to still get the whole thing between those. So we only have one of these apparently though, so it practically still requires more, as we can also put the seat on one of these two things like this. There we go. I do think we can attach these to the overall structure like that, but that isn't yet. Let's see how that works. That would work, but do we need still more clearance for the seat? Like, can we put the seat in between those? Apparently not yet. Like, yeah, it's not. It should be at least like one block layer higher to think. Let's put the seat to the side and remove that. The problem is that we do not have more than 2 of these, so it wouldn't be very balanced if we just put these in, as we have only 2 of these, so We can practically do this, but then our problem is that unsure if it's sufficiently balanced. But it's at least like closer to the solution, as now we have enough clearance. If we attach these two things, the seat will fit in between like that, and now we practically have something the seat is possible to position in, like, oh hello, here's our very unsafe ride down. How about trying it? And here we go. So the short textual hint actually did solve this for us, that we had to use the curved pieces, and the bottom of this, which we guessed, actually has attachment. Whee! And now we also use our own really safe lift. There we go. Mountain Spirit, how may I help to free you? Alright, it's me, the pilot. Really? How insensitive that is. Alright, door open, so now we can go into the cave. The walk is still one of the best parts of the game. Kisu, you should also try walking like this in exactly 2 frames. This appears to be the best walk ever. So let's see about what we find in the cave. Alright, we have played about half an hour, so we still have an hour a bit under to go, so should be good. And of course we'll note that it is most probably worth of redeeming to show the back of the suit, especially because it has one of the better patterns in things like this. So let's then go into the cave. Ancient mechanism, which means more building. So let's see how we built that. Simulate to turn the pedestal. That is shown like in ghostly. The light beam needs to hit the jewel. Alright, there's the light beam. A little bit of Indiana Jones. Because that is like shown that it needs to be like that, so. And the light beam is there. Would that be the jewel? Alright, so that turns. But the light beam comes down. It's impossible actually when the pedestal turns, or like it requires very specifically shaped thing, like a long thing that will go with the rotation like back here. So it's like it needs to be even longer, like something like that. Let's see. Alright. Now we are gradually starting to make hay. And let me guess that that is taller, yes, which makes it more or less that we have to be higher than that, but lower, like sufficiently, because it has to rotate into this gap while not hitting this. So it practically requires, because that is taller than that, and it has to rotate into this gap. So it has to be high enough to not collide with that, so we need to add like more height in between these. So let's add like shorter pieces that add height, like that. Is that enough? Nope, that's exactly the problem. So we have to start with shorter pieces so that we can actually push enough height. Alright. Let's see, is that sufficient? It has to be still a bit higher. Alright, we also have some studs. That also helps. So we can practically dismantle this and put some more height, like. Alright, now we are cooking with gas, because the light source itself practically is. There we go. Now we do not hit anything, because we have to simply rotate the jewel here. Now we need one more and then make an angle. Like that. Then we add an angle and put the jewel in there. Now we are even too tall with the jewel attached, so. But this is the way. It just has to be one stud less here. this should solve our problems. Yes, it is. It's an ape with fancy nose and all. This should work. Let's see. Yes. Let's turn the other crystal into place. There we go. And that solves our door problem. Nice job. Let's go further in. Onward to adventure. Very well. I found her. Oh, audience, come for an autograph, I assume. Yes. Actually, we thought we could help you down. Just hold still and prepare for spectacle. Get the cameras ready and please hold all applause until after the performance. Alright. Yes, news will certainly mention everything. And where do we need to go? Alright. There's like a lever here, but it doesn't apparently do anything. Alright. Apparently still higher. And higher. Alright, that opened. Alright, this is the other side of the... So this isn't very useful. We can now get out from here, but that's currently not what we want to do. We can't apparently do much else here. So, I do not think we can actually do anything else there because it goes to the outside, so... The pilot is still trapped, yes. But what can I do? There's like some kind of red symbol there, but do not know how to interact with that. You can also, where does this go? Let's see. Ah, hello there, bear. Let's also greet you properly. So, do you think that that we should use this here because it has the same symbol? But how did we use this? So let's greet Pierre properly in the meantime. Indeed, good to have you here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And do you think it's worth redeeming also to see the back of the suit, because it has really nice crossbox pattern, so. So, let's see about like, how did we use the, let's see controls. Move around, click to rotate towards cursor, hold, interact. Build controls, yeah, but how did we use the thing? Let's quickly check how the abilities were used. Alright. Here we go. It was shift, which isn't shown in the key map. Yeah. Alright, we clearly caused an earthquake. Let's get washed away. Fortunately, Lego people usually do not break. Alright, that is what we were looking for. So we succeeded at making the happiness crystal because we made people happy, so that's very logical. And we look very happy at having acquired the happiness crystal. Oh, very good SFW. We certainly can show footballs, and the she-wolf can certainly be done again. Very well. Thank you for the redeem. Also do recommend redeeming, actually looking at the back of the bodysuit in this case. But yes, let's do that now. We got very nice happiness crystal. Alright, and we left the jungle, so we did finally solve all the puzzles in the jungle. Alright. And let's now actually perform redeem wise. So there we go. Switch to the main screen. And let's make sure to do this properly because we actually have the nice paws. There we go. Let's see, can we do both even? Yes. As said, it is very much so. So let's then see about. And we have also a new follower. Thank you, GRO Wolf. So let's then see about next Lego terrain we are entering. So let's then see about more Lego terrain. 0, nice. And indeed, welcome to the stream and overall to plenty of Fursuit fun quite often. So let's then move and see what we find next, Lego wise. So we need to put the crystal here to think, or let's talk to what do we do next? If we enter here, do we use the crystal here or Oh, thank you. So alright, so we use this thing. There we go. Yeah, at least it changed the park rather much. How about you design all the parts for this attraction now? Yep, a few build symbols appeared. Like, don't you say, looks very simple. So, let's build. Build a seat for the tilt-a-whirl. Very well. So, use at least 5 build elements. Like, do think it looks nicer if we have kind of like a central bit here. Alright, that looks at least nicer. Then we can also probably add some like safety barrier so you do not immediately fly out or whatever. There we go. Then we have these bits. Like, how does one attach these to each other? Like, because these two have like two kinds of sides, like at least not quite like that. So there are also ones like that. And then we put the seat like in the middle also. There we go. Place the seats. Alright, it requires actually like what, 2 seats. Let's see how that goes. Like, we need to have 2 seats, so that's kind of more of an issue. How about like back-to-back seating? Should be a bit more symmetric, so like this. You can actually still fit these, but unsure if it actually requires any safety barrier. That was easy. Because it didn't actually require anything else. There we have like the seating. We didn't get any barrier, but that's a design issue. So then we built another seat apparently. What else we could do design wise? We have to place 2 seats, that's clear. So, alright, these seats are also different. These actually allow a bit more creative design because these are like, there we go, like vis-a-vis layout. Like that. And now we can actually build like some fancy bits around that. There we go, like a nice round barrier. As we have also 8 of these, we can actually do like this. There we go. And then we can like most probably put some of these on. Let's not remove the seat preferably. There we go. Looks very, at least, sturdy. We can actually, even if we raise this enough, to think that we can like build a roof. Let's try to not remove the seats themselves. And then add one more layer and do think that we can actually put a roof on this, like a bit heavier duty issue like that. And then we have enough like height to actually put a roof on the thing. How about going to sit in this? That's a bit heavier duty. Oh, hello there, Yuna. I will also greet you properly as we just finished a little bit more sturdy seat. And then we have one more to build, but let's greet Yuna. It's great to see you here. It's been a while since have also seen you, so let's greet you properly. Oh, So, let's then, we are up to slightly over an hour, so let's continue until 1.5 hours. Oh, great to have you here. So let's then return to the game and build the 3rd seat. There's our like vis-a-vis seat, and here's our very sturdy seat with the roof. So let's build a 3rd one. Alright. This has kind of small seats, so let's see what kind of layout we would do. We could do kind of like asymmetric layout, put the seats in the corners and build something in the middle. This is like for those who prefer a bit more separate experience. Like that. There we go, now we should be able to put a roof also here. There we go. Separate experience. Alright, fortunately we do have a Lego ghost to sell the tickets. Fair enough. Alright, the ghost is also very business minded. Alright, and immediately we get a park guest who clearly was happy. This seems to work better than I expected. Alright, next destination. Alright, desert. Let's go to the desert. Lego desert at least. So, let's then see what happens in the Lego desert. Look, a bazaar. Alright, earthquake. The cat is also bouncing. Alright. Hello there, cat. Alright, we can stroke the cat. Meow. 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 Alright, we have stroked both kitties. Hey, there's a third kitty. We stroke all kitties 4 times so that none feel left out. There we go. Alright. Alright, your boots looks a bit broken. Hey sir, your selling system is a bit less than perfect. Apparently you're not talking, you're just waving. Hey, there's more kitties. Alright, this is taking a while because we have to stroke all of them 4 times to not leave any kitties out. There we go. Next kitty. Alright. Now we have stroked. Hello there, mister. Would you like to talk? You shall not pass without permission from my boss. Alright, mister. Hey, Mr. Mrs. Alright, you are willing to talk. Can't a minifig do some shopping without natural disaster? I'm so inconvenienced. Tourists. Hey, mister, would you like to talk? Oh, the earthquake was horrible. Alright. Tourists. Hello there, Mr. Local. Oh, I just knew I should have stayed in bed today. Sir, would any of you have anything useful to do, like you're all just complaining? Your head also spins 360, nice. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, what do I do now? All of you are just... Hello, you look like someone who would know what's going on around here. Is everything alright? Why is your voice doing that? Excuse me. Your voice is shaking, don't you see that? First the ground quakes beneath my feet and now this flying machine says it sees my voice shake. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I must have been imagining things. That will be fine. But just look at the bazaar. It looks like a hippopotamus was let loose in a pottery shop. Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant. That sounds very... But what can I do? All of the construction workers are too busy working at the construction site. We'd be happy to help you. What can we do? How generous of you to offer to help for free. You are so kind. Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant. Really? Like, yeah. This is now a legally binding verbal contract. You have no right to compensation, benefits or insurance. Hey, Mr. Capitalist. And don't even think about forming a union. Can we maybe break your staff to cut you down a size? Really, Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant Man. By the way, your voice looks about like it's about to start shaking again. Alright, I need to go see my doctor. Yeah, the shaking letters are fun though. Help the merchants at the bazaar. Let's pet the cat. The merchants of the bazaar need your help. Thanks again for volunteering. Yes, Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant. Hello, can we be of any assistance? Oh yes, please, I'm simply beside myself. My boss is very strict about the arrangement of his fares. But the earthquake messed everything up and I can't figure out how to put it all back correctly. Complicated merchant, please help me. All I have is this vague note he left me. It says, the cupcake must be kept farthest away from the cold. Oh my god, not these puzzles. Complicated merchant. Hey Pierre, how would you like a merchant that is named Complicated Merchant? This sounds something like from Terry Pratchett novel or such like. Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant and Mr. Complicated Merchant. This sounds something like from a Terry Pratchett novel. The miniature pyramid needs to be somewhere left of the gold. Yes. The smallest and the largest sphere must stand next to each other. The puddle must never be next to cupcake. Really. Don't even stress, we'll help you arrange the products right away. Yeah, the problem is hopefully the rules are shown also on the build screen. Yes. The cupcake must be kept farthest away from the gold. So, that's the gold, that's the cupcake. So let's put these like that. The miniature pyramid needs to be somewhere left of the gold. So this is probably the miniature pyramid. Really, it needs to be left. So practically. Alright. And the puddle and must never be next to the cupcake. Alright. That would satisfy all the rules. Oh my Ra, you solved it, remember now, that's exactly how it's supposed to look. The master will be so pleased, maybe he'll make me employee of the month. You did nothing. Alright. Let's pet the cat. Can we help you, mister? Those two haven't stopped arguing since the earthquake. Alright, let's pet the cat. Apparently we can't even get to talk to them. Really. How about you at the well? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, what do I do now? Alright, they are not very willing. How about these two? Oh, I just knew I should have stayed in bed today. Alright, he's not either willing. How about you? Oh, you want to help me? That's very kind of you. My stall was completely destroyed. That would agree with. It looks like it exploded. Could you please rebuild it for me? Sure. Alright. Place the board with the jars in front of the merchant. Place the top high above the merchant. Alright. Alright, it can't be closer. So that is practically the correct arrangement. Then we need practically some kind of structure. So that we get the top high above the merchant, so we practically need some kind of base. These would also be quite helpful. how many we do have? 4, would think, yes. So we need to first of all build some. Alright, we have also bigger blocks, so let's not yet at least use these low blocks, because we have like a bit taller ones, so we have 12 of these, so we can build at least, because we have 12, so it's practically 4 times 3, so we can build 3 bits high start like pillars for the basis of the stall. There we go. So now we have like some base pillars. Let's see if these are now enough to get above the head of the merchant. Looks like it, so. Alright, that's starting to look pretty good. Let's see if we can now build a roof. Alright, we even have some flower pots, but unsure if we have much use for those, unlike these. Alright. The main issue here is that we can't use these because we have to also attach the top of the building. So, like that and like that. There we go, we have a nice roof. And now we can put the top like here. And this satisfies all the conditions, though the top isn't yet quite positioned as intended. There we go. We can also style it probably a bit more like somehow with these, but yeah, these actually look pretty nice. So let's put some violet decorations on the corners, and would Bricktales consider this design Lapin approved, like it now has most of the needed features? There we go. Alright, let's pet the cat. Alright, here's like a talking mission. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much for helping me rebuild. Alright, great. And are you still just like complaining? Yes, oh well. But there's a cat. Alright, these two are done. Do we now get out? Alright, not yet. Would you now be happy, Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant? Your help at the bazaar was invaluable. Well, not really, it was free. Yeah, but thank you so much regardless. Now, as you said earlier, what can we do to help? And I still require help. It seems that you are still obligated by the terms of our contract. Really, Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant? I've commissioned a monument to be built for my most precious kitten, Kisu. This is best monument for the kitten, but I think the workers are slacking off. please go to the construction site and make sure that everyone is still working. I can't wait to see my lovely kitty in monument form. I feel like a cat doing the excited butt wiggle before bouncing. Alright, Mr. Painfully Rich Merchant is into cats. You know, when their eyes are like, ooh, that's how I feel. Oh, I'm just so excited. Alright, Mr. Capitalist is into cats. Ooh. Of course. What would you expect? Alright, and how are we doing time-wise? We are coming up to 1.5 hours, so let's proceed to the construction site and then finish for today, as we are getting pretty close to the time. So let's then proceed to the... Now probably our good security opens the gate. Nope. Oh, it's fine, your boss is the one who sent us here. Can we pass, please? Alright, and now his voice is also shaking. He would have given you a permission slip, and I don't see a permission slip. What an annoying guy. Well, I guess we have to go speak with the market overseer again. Darn fetch quests. Yeah? Hello, Mr. Ubu. What are you still doing here? I thought I told you to go check on my workers. Yep, we ran into some person blocking the exit to the construction site. Said we need your written permission. Ah, again. Is he still yelling you shall not pass? I told him to quit doing that, it makes people nervous. Sire, just hand him this and he will let you by. Exit permission. Alright, we look very happy at having the exit permission. You are now allowed to enter the construction site. Still like the expression, like... Really? Alright, Mr. Security man. Really, he just gave you permission just like that. Fine, show it to me. Yes. Do hereby grant permission. Good. Wonderful. This just looks perfect. Thanks so much for bringing me this. I'm really just so glad you were able to get permission. Have a great time at the construction site. Rich Merchant Security. Yes, Mr. Security man. Alright. But let's first pet the cat. Because it's most important. There's a carrot. They are still arguing. Travel west. Alright, the workers do not look very worky. There's also a concrete mixer. And some other. Alright, they have built a pyramid with some cats. Alright. Hey, Mr. Construction Man, have you founded a union? Hey, where do you think you are going? Easy there, your boss just sent us. Make sure everything is working fine. Fine, there was an earthquake and the machines aren't working anymore. And my workers are so confused that I don't stay with them. I think half would go home. What do you need? Oh really? That's awesome. There's actually is something you could help me with. There's a loony old professor at an excavation site up ahead. She may have an idea about what's going on here. If I'm honest, she caused me nothing but trouble, but could you go check on her for me anyway? And be careful, some rocks might have been loosened up by the shaky earthquake. Yes, Mr. Overseer. What do you say, construction guy? Woo, extra long lunch break. What are you gonna do now? It's game over, man, game over. It's okay, we should sing a couple of songs around the fire to lift your spirits. Believe it or not, my friend Jonesy went through something very similar and came out just fine. What are you talking about? Are you an alien or something? Alright, what about you? Ah, what? Oh yeah, work, just a quick nap first. Alright, he's eepy. And hey, everybody go. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of it. Are we getting paid for this? Do we have to rest today of what caused the earthquake? Alright, let's pet the cat. It looks like the only way through. How are we going to cross that gap? This looks like it was an old stone bridge. Let's rebuild it. Alright. Hey, there's a white cat. There we go. Alright, next thing would be to build the bridge, but do think we are done time-wise. Yes. Needs more Banff kitties. Yeah, there's a white cat, there's a brown cat, there's a yellow cat, but there's no black cat this far. So you are very correct, Kisu. Alright, let's then finish here. So first of all, thank you all for joining. It was really nice having all of you here, and we are going to show also the back pattern in any case, even if it was not 3D, because it's really nice. There we go. And then we are going to see who we will raid and finish. And we of course have a stream also tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow. Blaze is playing Cyberpunk. Yuna is playing Tarinatar is also doing art. She's very nice, so let's raid her. Do not think we have raided her yet. Yep. They do pretty fancy art, so let's raid them. There we go. Thank you all for joining and see you tomorrow. Be well.